With Brandon now banned from the game, how will the last stages of the game play out? Who is in trouble tonight, and who will make up the final five? Let's go find out.
Matt, are you a faithful?
I am a faithful. My
Victor,
eyes
Yeah,
may
we
be a little red, but that's for a different reason.
we heard a ton of Brandon defending himself, and sadly he's gone.
Dude,
Did
and I have
Caleb
to
defend
say,
himself at all?
this is the most I've heard Brandon speak damn near most of the game.
Yeah.
So do you think the exit message was just to like make us think we were wrong?
Yeah.
He,
I
he
think
literally he literally said, Caleb, win it for us.
yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
he could
I
have been
caught
us as
that
in the traitors.
100%. Sorry, Brad. We just said the final message, Caleb, win it for us. Oh, hey, Caleb.
Hey,
All right. Final six, y'all. This is
It's
crazy.
never easy. Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
crazy.
I know. But but at least tomorrow we're like at the finale.
yeah. Is there another murder, do y'all know?
If there's another traitor, there's gonna be another murder.
Oh God.
I
Yeah.
would only imagine, Victoria, that there's no murder if there's one traitor left. And then
Mm.
they do have that option to recruit somebody. But I feel like since it's the final night,
I feel
that
like
if
it's
they
not fair to like recruit someone and that person's basically been a faithful the whole time.
right,
Mhm.
but on the show, sometimes when it's the not sometimes all the time when it's the final, and it's like final five or final six, and it's one traitor, they
Mhm.
get the option to do an ultimatum recruitment where the person either accepts or they die.
Mm.
So I think it could be that if we don't see a murder, if obviously we see a murder, then we know final five. There's still one more traitor.
Mhm.
So those are like the two things that could happen after tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's just a normal murder.
If it's a normal murder, one of the five people like are for sure a traitor, and it's that's gonna get intense.
Yeah. But I feel like it's potentially better than like someone becoming a last second traitor.
Last minute traitor, yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. It's easier for the faithfuls to find the last traitor in the game if they are truly the last traitor versus there being a recruitment where it's potentially two of the people out of the six. You know,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
damn, we're almost there. That's crazy. Tomorrow's it.
Yeah.
It's been a wild but fun game, I'll tell you.
Shocked that I made it to the finale because I never hardly get close to finale in any org in my life.
Yeah.
Never sell yourself short, Caleb, because you never know what can happen. You know, in the
I
game.
know.
Hmm.
So what are you feeling, Caleb?
Well, just figuring out this other traitor. Like I know Brad swore and I voted Daniel with and Brandon did too. But I still don't know yet.
That was interesting that you guys both voted Daniel after sussing Brad. You know,
Did did y'all discuss the possibility of Daniel beforehand maybe and maybe once Brad was ruled out, y'all decided to vote for Daniel?
Well, well, even though well, we thought maybe Brad was going to be like mentioned because he wasn't on Zoom, and we had to think of someone else in case something changes, and we thought Daniel would be a good other option since he was the only one that hadn't been mentioned all game.
right?
Because because he could be maybe under Melissa's footsteps because Melissa did that move and she was a traitor. We thought Daniel could be pulling the exact same thing.
What move are you referring to?
I'm referring to the names that hadn't been mentioned.
Okay,
Like well, like when Melissa and Daniel weren't mentioned when we got Melissa out as a traitor, we thought maybe Daniel could be in that same scenario.
gotcha. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, Daniel has been like well positioned the whole time, and like it could be for a reason.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, I think of what because I had asked a question to Jessica and Tara,
Mhm,
where what are signs of a good trader, and they mentioned a lot of like being quiet, kind of like not mentioning theories, and they literally said that it doesn't necessarily matter if you're faithful or traitor, but it's about having an alliance that gets you to the end. So
mhm,
that is something that I do think about too.
mhm,
Like
Mhm.
if your name's not being mentioned, if no one's alluding to you being a traitor, is more than likely because you are aligned with
mhm.
damn near everybody. So
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
is something to think about as well.
But yeah, I think out of everyone left, I feel best about you too. Like, I'd want to go to the end with you.
I appreciate that, Victoria.
I appreciate that too.
Caleb, I'm not gonna lie to you. There is still that theory going around that either Patrice or you were recruited. So there is suspicions on you as well, Caleb, like in regards to that.
I can understand that, and I know we talked about it not too long
Yeah.
ago. Mhm.
So I would definitely, be wary of that, because next round I feel like we're all gonna have to plead our case in some fashion. It's not like we're just blindly gonna decide who's a faithful and who's a traitor. I would like to hear all of us make some kind of case, make some kind of statement on why we're faithful. I think that's fair to everybody.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna jump in that room, see what those fellas are talking about.
Hey, Caleb. Congrats on sur I'm glad we both survived.
Yeah. After Brandon panicked, I started to get worried that it could have been Brandon probably going home.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not really sure, but I guess there was just like I feel like better about other people, I think. So
Hmm.
that's why I voted for Brandon.
Hmm. Ugh. I'm so tired right now that I just want to go to bed.
Say, it's been a long live night.
Yeah, this might be the longest live night I think we've had so far.
Hmm.
Oh, I want to at least try to talk to the others because I haven't had a chance to talk with Anthony that
Oh,
much.
oh, I mean, feel free to join the other room. Like, I can see if anyone comes into here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just being awkward.
I feel so bad. So a couple of us were in there, and then Matt came in there, and I was like, oh no, Victoria's probably in there with Caleb.
Yeah.
Brad was just kind
I
of
don't want
saying,
to be like so obvious I'm trying to get out.
I just feel like Brad's probably dying. Like I feel like there's no way because if he doesn't kill Brad, like who.
Oh, because now Brad is so
Yeah,
confirmed.
it's good. Like there's no way. Like yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We
I
were just talking about. Go ahead.
I guess I feel like if Caleb goes that we've kind of gotten everyone, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's going to be a murder, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, if
So,
if Caleb gets murdered, that then it's not me. I don't know who it is, but it's not
I
me.
don't know. Yeah. I
Oh
mean, I
God.
don't think anyone would.
This is true. Yeah, I don't think anyone would either. Yeah, there's no way no one would kill him. Yeah.
So, but there's no possibility of there being like more than whatever the number we thought. Because like I guess before tonight we were like there's two,
Yeah.
but I don't know if there's any shot that there were three.
I don't think so. Because that would mean that we probably started with, I mean, no, because I don't think they would start with four. I feel like that's too many. And there was no like murders for a couple nights. I know under so we mentioned about how the night that Jonathan and Brad were shielded, or one of them was shielded,
Mhm.
and Brad's convinced that Brandon tried to kill Jonathan. And I'm just thinking, I don't think he would try to kill Jonathan. I'm like, you think that's a better idea than trying to recruit Caleb? He was like, no, I think he tried to kill Jonathan. That's why wasn't it? And so I'm like, okay, do you think the second night was probably? He's like, yeah, the second night probably recruited Caleb, and then after that he wanted
So
to get Jonathan out.
so maybe the night that like Patrice and Caleb came back.
Mhm. No,
And
I
then
think it's the one after because there was a so when Melissa got out, they're
mhm.
thinking that Brandon was the only one left, and then he probably recruited him. If he didn't, it was on the night where you and Anthony had shields.
Hmm. But the night that Patrice and Caleb came back, would someone have been recruited?
That's what they were talking about.
Oh, okay.
Like when was it that he recruited Caleb, or when was it that he tried to kill Jonathan? And he's saying hardcore that it's the night that Jonathan and Brad were shielded, like it was one of them, is when he tried to kill Brandon.
Or Jonathan.
Yeah, try to kill Jonathan. Yeah.
Oh, that's so weird to me.
I know. It's yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. The thing is, I don't see it being any of you guys. Like honestly, I trusted Brad the most to be if I'm being honest. Me and him and Adam were in a group chat early. And the reason I think I told you, I told Patrice for sure, I told Jonathan, and I told Brad that early in the game, I accidentally sent a message to not Patrice, to Brad and Adam that I meant to send to you and Stick. Have I told you this?
Something like that, yeah.
So remember that breakout room that you and Stick were in, and I walked in, and then like I told you what Jonathan had just said.
Hmm.
So I sent that message when I was going to reiterate to you guys that night when we made a group chat. I accidentally sent that message to Adam and Brad.
Hmm.
Adam messaged me separately and said, "Oh hey, like it sounded like you were accusing Brad in that group chat." And I looked back, I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like I didn't mean to send it to them. I meant to Stick and Victoria. And Adam basically didn't tell anybody. And so I felt like if he were a traitor, it'd be really like, oh, Daniel did this. And so like when you guys all voted for him, I'm like, I don't think it's Adam. Like I trust Adam and Brad really, really well. And so then Adam went out and then I've just pressed for Brad since then. And then now, of course, I think he's good for sure.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, the vibe kind of didn't feel like there was anyone who was like, oh, once we get Caleb out, like, I'm good. Like, it doesn't feel like there's someone like that.
What do you mean?
Oh, because, like, if there were three traders starting
Mhm.
from, like, tonight,
Mhm.
then there could be, like, a third person that's, like glad that we all think it's Brandon and
And
Caleb.
Caleb.
But it doesn't feel like there's someone like that.
Yeah. And I just don't think that, do you think they recruited twice then? Because I don't think that he started with
I
four
guess it's like,
traders.
do we believe they tried to murder Jonathan?
Right. Let me pull up my rounds. Okay. So in the round that Adam went, Caleb and Patrice came in on the Tina vote.
Hmm.
They didn't get to vote that round. And the next one, it was when Adam went out. In that round, the Adam votes were Jonathan, you, Caleb, Brandon, Patrice.
Hmm.
So they did go with that vote. I don't know if they were recruited or Caleb was recruited by them. But then when Melissa went out, Brandon didn't vote for Melissa and he voted for you.
Hmm.
And so it could be possible he just felt bad to vote for Melissa and he was like, you know what, let me just vote for somebody else.
Hmm.
And then Caleb voted for Melissa. So maybe he wasn't a traitor then. And then the next round
Oh,
was
and so then I guess if Caleb wasn't a traitor at that round, then like I wonder who became a traitor when Patrice and Caleb came.
mm, it could have been no one. Do we have shields that round? No, those were known shields because the known shields were Brandon Patrice, Kayla Victoria, no, Brandon Patrice. I wrote Caleb's name twice. What did you get a shield for that round?
Oh, I'm kind of forgetting,
It's
like
okay.
honestly forgetting.
You're fine. You're fine.
Oh,
I have shields, Brandon Patrice, Caleb Victoria, Caleb. So I wrote Caleb's name down twice, so it must have been somebody else.
was this the round where there were like the jewels behind the numbers and like maybe we didn't get shields, but it was possible?
I wrote that down as well. I wrote down those names. No, those were Anthony, Stick, Victoria, Jonathan, Melissa.
Hmm.
I thought Sixth Sense is one of the most brilliant movies I've ever seen, though.
Dude, I showed my sister that movie for the first time because she's like older for it now. She can handle it. When I tell you she was bawling her eyes out when Bruce was,
That was such
yo,
a great movie.
she
That
couldn't
movie's
believe it.
brilliant. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
players, that is it for tonight. Congrats to each of you for making it to the final six and hopefully the final five and the final stage of my game. The final prize pot is at $150. I hope you have been enjoying your stay at my castle. Day eight will bring um, the ending of all the games. But will the sun shine bright or will the faithful go down in flames? We'll find out. You have all played brilliantly, and I look forward to seeing how this plays out. Viewers, join me for day eight, where we will reveal how this game finishes, if it will be Team Faithful or Team Traitor that survives, and who will win the Traitors Season 2.